Buongiorno, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another Italian brand to discover and it is Gritti. This brand got a lot of hype for a particular fragrance, Duchessa. If you didn't hear about this fragrance, you must be new to the fragrance community. This fragrance was so hyped, or still very hyped, because it is a cherry fragrance that has good lasting power. So let's say a better version of Lost Cherry. Today we are going to discover this fragrance and also the newest release, Mango Oud, that already got a lot of hype, and also some other fragrances from this brand. This is the first impression. I will do definitely a follow-up or maybe a buying guide since this brand is so hyped. I hope in 2 or 3 months, depending on my schedule. This is part of my Italian brand series. If you are new here, hi, my name is Noura and I live here in Italy. So I decided to discover an Italian brand every month since last year. I will leave linked down below the whole playlist. I have covered a lot of brands. Some are very well known and some not so much. Today, as I said, we are talking about Gritti. We have 9 fragrances to discover. They were actually 10, but unfortunately one I can't find. I have 3 cats, so you can imagine most probably where this sample went. So probably under something. I don't know. Anyway, if you have cats, you will understand. But I feel like 9 fragrances is a good amount to have an idea about this brand. And without further ado, let's start. Of course, I'm going to start by Duchessa because Lost Cherry is one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time. But I hate the performance. It's so lacking in performance. Although some of you told me you have no problems with the performance, I envy you. You are the minority, I have to say, because we all really struggle with the performance on this fragrance. Anyway, let's smell Duchessa. Of course, I already pre-sprayed everything. This is, of course, in the dry down. And in the dry down here, I do not get the resemblance with Lost Cherry. Right from the start, I can tell you, at least on paper, this smells more iris, almond, more than cherry. But since this is like the start of the show, I will spray it again to get the opening and also on my skin, so I have a better idea of this fragrance. Okay, let me tell you, the opening is strict a dupe for Lost Cherry. Like, it smells so similar. I can smell the almond, I can smell cherry. It's delicious. It smells like, again, a cherry pie. It's so beautiful gourmand. But I can tell you, at least from my skin, that there is almost like a spicy, woody touch maybe that is coming through that I didn't get on paper. Let me see the paper. Yeah. This is a fragrance that you should definitely try on your skin and not on paper, because I can see there is a big difference between the paper and my skin. It's so beautiful, but I can get already that it will develop to become an alternative or a similar fragrance to Lost Cherry and not like a strict dupe. So if you go on Fragrantica, you will see that the first fragrance that people say in the section, this perfume reminds me of, they list Lost Cherry. I get in the opening, but I can almost guarantee you this will become in the dry down quite a different fragrance. Still with similar nuances, but not a strict dupe. I am so happy till now, because if this fragrance will have the performance that everybody is talking about, Gritti just saved my life, because Tom Ford is one of the most expensive brands, and I have to say it's overpriced. Tom Ford is really one of the overhyped and overpriced brands in my opinion, although they have beautiful scents. And as I said, Lost Cherry is one of my absolute favorite fragrances. I can't live without this fragrance. I love it so much. But yeah, the lack of performance, the price tag, I just can't justify. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I will revisit Duchessa before finishing the video. So yeah, that was the hyped Duchessa from Gritti. Next, we have the latest release from the brand, and it is Mango Oud. So I guess from the name, it's mango and oud, and yes, it is exactly that. I would say mango. I don't smell a lot of oud, honestly. It's so beautiful. This smells like a juicy, a little bit green mango. So it's not your overly sweet mango. If you are from Egypt, you know what I mean. Our mangoes is so sweet. There is no green touch. So if I think about, mango, at least the ones that I am familiar with, this smells more like the mango skin, more than the pulp, let's say. But I smelled other fragrances that have the same effect. This is like the sweetest, let's say, if we speak about mango skin scents. And I'm so happy because it's finally a fruity fragrance that doesn't smell overly synthetic. Thank you, Luca Gritti. Oh, it's so juicy, but still fresh and invigorating, not too sweet. So I would say this is a fragrance that I would enjoy even wearing during summer. If you are new, I hate sweet fragrances during summer. When it's hot, I would just want citruses, musky, fresh florals, nothing else. This I can tolerate. It's so beautiful. This is worth the hype, guys. Really, really worth it. And it's strong, and I would say this is going to be quite long lasting. And honestly, I do not get anything but mango, at least now. And it's actually almost in the mid dry down. So, I mean, I have really to search for the oud, like for the woody note to get it. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm in love. Next, we have Fenice. And I can see from the card that it is a passion fruit fragrance. So let's see. Passion fruit, of course, is the star of the show here. It's really, really predominant. If you know Guerlain from the Acqua Liguria line, they had now discontinued fragrance that is called Passiflora. It has the same, at least, composition when we speak about passion fruit. And what I mean by that is that the accord is the same for notes that you cannot extract from nature. Like the fruits, you have to create an accord, so a composition of different notes to get the same smell. And passion fruit is one of them, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't like it. And for the same reasons that I decluttered Passiflora, passion fruit is very, very synthetic, is overly synthetic, and I don't like it here. And it is a little bit soapy. I am trying not to look at the notes because it is here on the card. I got these samples from Jevois. This one I don't like. I had high hopes for it, especially after testing Mango Oud, but I don't get it. This is soapy, fresh passion fruit, but overly synthetic. Next we have Tutu. What's the name? Let's see. This is totally different. This has almost like a milky sweetness to it. It's berries. I don't know. Is it strawberry mixed with some black currant? There's almost like a piercing fruit in the background. It smells like a milky candy. I don't remember how these are called. I have like a taste of milk with strawberry and berries. It smells like it. Of course, as you can see, it's not my favorite because I don't like these candy-like fragrances. Yeah, I am not a fan of this one personally because it's, candy-like, and I'm not a fan of these kind of fragrances. But again, I guess it's a fragrance that a lot of people will enjoy if you love candy berry, milky fragrances. There's also some musk and definitely vanilla. I didn't mention that. You can definitely smell the vanilla and maybe some musk, because although it smells like a candy, it has like a freshness to it. And it's not citrusy, so I guess there is some musky base. This fragrance, I would say, for a final judgment, I have to see the performance, because if it has a bad performance, I don't see the point of owning a fragrance like this. If it has good performance, I would say it's a fragrance that I would recommend for people who love candy-like berries, as I said, like gourmands, fruity scents. So I can't wait to further test this fragrance and see how it will develop with heat, with the skin and the performance and everything. Next we have Beyond the Wall. Okay, I can tell you right from the start, this is not my vibe. This is violet. I can detect like this, you know, edge, like what violet has. It's musky, it's soapy. It's too soapy for me, and also the violet is too predominant. But it does have something almost, I don't know how to explain. There is something almost creamy about it, but I don't know. I feel like it's not really good with the notes. I know. No, this one I would not recommend. It's too generic and also too soapy. Yeah, this one is a pass for me, and I would not recommend this fragrance. Next we have Puro, which translates to pure. This smells familiar. Very synthetic, a little bit green, fresh. It smells clean and elevated, but at the same time synthetic. And I feel like I've smelled this fragrance before. Not my vibe. I don't know. I know what I'm smelling, but it smells familiar. It smells clean, musky, a little bit woody, maybe a little bit spicy, synthetic. So I will see the notes here written on the card. We have apple. Really? Not? I don't know. Lemon, pink pepper. In the mid we have magnolia, petit grain, lily of the valley, and in the base we have musk, sandalwood, and tonka bean. Yeah, the tonka bean is there, and the sandalwood, and I guess it's the apple note that is so synthetic. I can't see anything else that can smell so synthetic, let's say. Not a fan, and I cannot shake the feeling that I did smell this fragrance before. So I'm going to search in the section when people say what this fragrance reminds them of to see. Shocking. People say it reminds them of Erba Pura, and I get it. It has a Erba Pura vibe, but it's definitely more unisex and not so sweet and not so fruity. It shares the synthetic and maybe a lot of the base, and this is why people say it smells like Erba Pura. I have to revisit Accento, because to me it may resemble more Accento than Erba Pura. But again, I can be wrong. Yeah, I am going to say this one also is a pass for me. Next we have Rialto, which is a bridge, a famous bridge in Venice, in Italy. This is woody, luxurious. It smells really luxurious. I don't know, but I think I am smelling oud. It's kind of an almost sweet oud, but not in the terms of, you know, oud bouquet. I mean, there is some sweetness. It's a very elevated scent, and it's definitely unisex. There's almost a fruity sweetness in this one. And since I'm curious, I want to see the notes. We have mango, bergamot, saffron. Yeah, saffron is a little bit there, yes. We have in the mid exotic fruits, rose and iris. And in the base, we have amber, musk, and oud. Yes, oud. I'm not smelling mango, maybe in the opening. So I am going to respray this one. Let's see if the opening has this juicy mango note like in Mango Oud. No, it doesn't. No. I can smell more the mango now, but it's in the background and the dry down. A very interesting fragrance. But if you are for like a sweet fruity oud and you were expecting this one to be it, then I think you should go for Mango Oud more than this one. Yeah, don't be fooled by the opening where there is a lot of mango. It's in the dry down where it's not so present. It just has a little bit of like a sweet fruitiness. It's mostly oud, some saffron, some green touch that I can't see from the notes. Yeah, there's something almost green in it, but anyway, I don't know how exactly I feel about it, but it smells different. It smells luxurious in a way, but I'm not a fan of the opening. So can't wait to test this one on my skin also to see how it will develop. Next we have SATA. SATA translates to silk. This is nice. It's fruity, it's floral. I smell raspberry. Raspberry is like the queen here. Very, very predominant. And I would guess there is maybe some white floral touch, some musk maybe. If you're a fan of raspberry floral fragrances, I think you will like this one, but it's not mind-blowing. It's not very, I don't know, not very special. It smells very designer. There is a storm outside, so sorry if you are hearing like the thunder and everything. I started to do my makeup and to film this video, and it was sunny, shining, and I said this is the perfect time to film a video, and we are in the middle of a storm. Anyway, yeah, this one also, it's very, very pleasant, it's beautiful, but it's not it. So not what I am looking for when I want like a niche fragrance. So yeah, that was SATA. Next we have Adele. This is interesting and nice. I love this one. It's almost like a creamy tuberose, but not too much. So it's not, tuberose in your face, but it's made creamy, so it's still loud. No, it's more of an elegant, creamy tuberose. I can almost smell like a honey note, really soft. Maybe some benzoin, there's a lot of vanilla. I can definitely smell vanilla. Oh my god, this is just right up my alley. It's the kind of fragrances that I love. So creamy white florals is my thing. But usually my fragrances, the creaminess comes from tropical flowers, especially ylang ylang, and alongside the benzoin and maybe the vanilla. Here it's not like tropical flowers or ylang ylang. It's almost milky. It's so creamy to almost become a milky fragrance, but it's not. It's still very floral, very soft and elegant. Not soft in like bad performance. I mean soft like it's not piercing, it's not screaming. I like this one. Let's see the notes because I'm very, very curious. So we have in the top osmanthus, jasmine and rose. Honestly, I don't get any rose. I get a lot of tuberose, a creamy, beautiful tuberose. Oh my god, so beautiful. If you love tuberose, check this fragrance. We have then in the mid tuberose, narcissus. Yes, narcissus, in my experience, is a flower that gives almost this balmy feeling. Yeah, narcissus, I can smell also tobacco flower. I'm not getting like anything, I would say, from that. We have in the base musk, cedarwood and amber. Strange, no vanilla. I almost get like a vanilla benzoin effect. As you can see, I am loving this fragrance. Actually, yes, from far away, I can smell the tobacco blossom, like a tobacco touch. Up close, I can't smell it, but when I move it in the air, I get like a hint, like a small touch. This is so, so, so beautiful. Highly recommend this tuberose fragrance if you are a fan of this flower and you want a version that is not too indolic, that is creamy, it's like elegant. Adele is definitely a good option. So these were all the fragrances. The one that is missing, unfortunately, is Chantilly. But as I said, I will discover more from this brand and will definitely do a dedicated full review. I feel like this brand is for me like a total win or a big disappointment. There is no between, which is fine because we have tested today 9 fragrances. 3 are definitely amazing. Speaking about amazing, let's see what is Duchessa is all about. Oh, yeah. This fragrance you have to test on your skin. I will say it again because in the dry down here on my skin, I can still smell the cherry quite predominant. I don't know why on the paper I get more the iris, I get more like the base and not so much the cherry. And I have to back down. It didn't develop like totally different that I expected. It was like turning in the mid dry down and then it retained like this beautiful gourmand cherry. It's delicious. Is it going to replace my lost cherry? I have to compare them side by side and test them around. But from what everyone is saying, this has amazing performance. So this is already a win for me. For a fragrance that smells so good and has the lasting power, yeah, this is worth the hype for sure. So my final thoughts. I feel like this is a brand that I really want to discover more of, especially that we are talking about 9 fragrances, so not a lot. And already 3, as I said, are big hit. Duchessa, Mango Oud, and Adele. And the rest, I don't know. They didn't blow my mind. The one that I am very, very, curious about is Rialto because it's very interesting take on a fruity oud, and yeah, I cannot wait to test this one on skin and see how it will develop. And that was my first impression on Gritti. Please tell me in the comments down below, did you test these, like any of these fragrances, the brand in general, which one is your favorite? And if you have Rialto, what is your opinion about that one? And also Duchessa, how does it perform on your skin? Do you find it like an alternative to Lost Cherry? Can't wait to see your comments down below. If you liked this video, don't forget to give me a thumb up and also to consider subscribing to my channel. I will leave link down below the playlist of all the Italian brands I did on their job. Simone Andreoli, Giardini di Toscana, and also on some luxury private collections that not a lot of people talk about, like Trussardi, La Perla, and Prada. And there are definitely more brands that I want to discover. Stay tuned for a follow-up and a buying guide on all these brands. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Ciao.